Environmental science is basically an interdisciplinary program which combines the biological and the physical sciences to study the environment, because there are many different aspects of the environment we don't fully understand, but more importantly to find solutions to environmental problems. Students also study environmental legislation because European and Irish law direct how the environment is protected in Ireland, and then they cover a range of different topics, some including ecological survey techniques, habitat management, nature conservation, environmental impact assessment, quite important these days with all the development that's going on, waste management, air pollution, the list goes on. Environmental issues are always in the news, always on a daily basis, so they're really part of our lives. And NUI Galway is really well suited to studying environmental science simply because we're surrounded by a range of landscapes that are protected on an international scale. If you think about it, we've got the Burren to the south, Connemara to the west, and the coastal machars, grasslands. We're surrounded by these disappearing lakes, which are almost unique to Ireland, called turloughs, and then to the east we've got the Shannon flood meadows, which are one of the remaining pristine flood meadows left in Europe. So on our very doorstep we have all these sites that we can visit on field trips, so students get access to these sites, not only to survey them but to talk to land managers, the farmers who manage them, and also government agencies who are involved in their protection. And on the other side of the coin, we've had enormous development in County Galway and the city of Galway over the last 10 years. So we've numerous examples of roads, bridges, industries that are developing, and we have the ability then to look at these case studies and see the environmental impacts of these sorts of developments on the environment and how to reduce the negative impacts. Because of where Galway is situated, we use the landscapes around us a lot for fieldwork. I'm a great believer in students getting out into the field and learning about the environmental issues that occur within the field. They learn the theory in the class, but this has to be backed up by practical experience. And so we use sites for visiting to do surveys, to learn how to do ecological surveys. We also use some of these sites to look at environmental impact assessments, to look at how developments have affected these sites and have affected the environment. We also talk to landowners who manage these particular sites with regard to what are the issues with regard to them. For example, a farmer has to farm the land, but also is required to manage these landscapes and protect them as well. So we learn about all these issues simply because we're so close to many of these sorts of habitats in Galway City. Students who come to Galway, they'll learn the basic sciences first of all, because that's really important as a foundation for learning about the environment and environmental science. But also in the courses, I put particular emphasis on students being responsible for their own learning. So using various exercises, I get students to search out the information for themselves, analyse that information to make sure it's good quality information, and then applying that to solving environmental problems. And students do this through case studies, through doing group work, where they have to take on leadership roles or indeed become good group workers. We put particular emphasis on communication skills so that students are able to talk to specialists in the environment, but also to members of the general public, because while all scientists need to be good communicators, this is really important for environmental science students to be able to communicate their message given the topical nature of environmental problems and issues. I also do, some students come on the course and they're quite strong in their opinions about environmental issues, and I get these students do role play where they have to take the opposite side to which they agree, and this is a very good exercise because it expands the students' horizons, it gets them to see both sides of the story, and it also gets them to realise that in environmental science there are no black and white answers. In their final years they've developed a certain amount of knowledge and they want to share those with other people, and so we do community exercises where students go out into villages and towns in County Galway where local communities want to know about their environment, about the biodiversity and how to protect it and manage it. The students do surveys, liaise with the local communities, and then present their ideas to the communities. And this is probably one of the best exercises that they have done, in that some students have actually set up their own businesses afterwards based on this exercise. So there's real practical applications in this course. Because the environmental science course is quite broad and students can specialise in certain topics in the third and fourth year of the course, students have gone on to a wide range of different types of careers, including working with environmental consultancies, and this would be mostly doing environmental impact assessments and appropriate assessments and so on, working with government agencies such as the National Parks and Wildlife Service, regional fisheries boards, Forest Service, the Waterways Ireland, and also students have also worked as heritage officers for local authorities or as environmental officers. Waste is a particularly big area as well, and students have gone to work for private organisations who deal with waste as environmental officers in industry, and also for various institutes like hospital waste management and so on. And also students can also go on and do master's programs, and again, because of the breadth of subjects, they can do masters in a whole range of subjects, from environmental engineering to landscape management to environmental chemistry. Some students have even proceeded to go on and do degrees in law afterwards. Students have also undertaken a range of PhD programs at NUI Galway.